My parents said, "We wish you were never born" at my graduation party, so I did what truly shocked everyone. The room went silent. My mother's words still echoed in my ears. "We wish you were never born?" She didn't whisper it. She said it loud, in front of everyone at my graduation party. The cake knife dropped from my hand. My chest tightened. I couldn't breathe. For a moment, I wished the ground would swallow me. You see, I wasn't like my siblings. I was the one they never wanted. I was born with a limp in my left leg, something the doctor said could be managed but never fully fixed. To me, it was just part of who I was. But to my parents, it was an embarrassment. They were obsessed with reputation. My father, a respected community leader. My mother, a socialite, always flaunting her perfect family to the world. To them, appearances meant everything, and I ruined that image the moment I was born. At home, the difference was clear. My younger brother Samuel and my sister Clara got everything: new clothes, parties, praise. They were the stars of every family picture. Me? I was the shadow, the one cropped out, the one shoved to the side. I remember being 10 years old, sitting in my room, hearing my parents brag about Samuel's soccer trophies, Clara's beauty contests, while pretending I didn't exist. When people asked about me, they'd say, "Oh, she's not around." But the truth is, I was right there, always. Right there. Still, I endured. I studied harder than anyone. I knew if I ever wanted love, or at least respect, I'd have to earn it. So I did. Late nights, tears on my textbooks, pushing through pain in my leg while everyone else was sleeping. And somehow, I made it. Against all odds, I became the first in my family to graduate college with honors. That party was supposed to be my moment, my victory. But instead, my parents crushed it with one sentence: "We wish you were never born." The crowd gasped. Some tried to laugh it off, thinking it was a bad joke. But my parents' faces stayed cold, unbothered, as if they had simply stated the truth. And something inside me snapped. I took the microphone from the DJ stand. My hands were shaking, my heart racing, but my voice came out steady. "You've always hated me," I began, "because of my limp, because I wasn't your idea of perfect. You paraded Samuel and Clara as your pride and joy, while treating me like a mistake. But you know what? Tonight, I'll tell the truth you've been hiding." The guests stared. Whispers spread across the hall. My parents' eyes widened, but I didn't stop. "You think Samuel is your golden boy? Tell them, Dad, how you paid off the principal after he was caught cheating on his final exams. Or should I tell them about the car accident he caused while drunk driving?" The room froze. Gasps echoed. My father's face turned red. "And Clara, the perfect daughter? Tell them how she dropped out of university last year, but pretends online that she's still in school, using the money you send her for tuition to fund weekend parties and luxury bags." Clara's smile vanished. People pulled out their phones, checking her Instagram. The hall erupted with murmurs. Eyes turned on my parents, burning holes into the image they had built for years. I took a deep breath, fighting the tears stinging my eyes. "You tried to erase me, but I'm the only one who didn't bring you shame. I worked for everything I have. And even if you can't be proud of me, I'll be proud of myself." Then I walked out. That was the last time I saw my parents. At least, for a while. The night air hit me like a storm.
I wandered aimlessly until I found myself at a bridge. I leaned against the railing, staring into the dark water. My mind screamed, maybe they're right. Maybe I really shouldn't have been born. Maybe ending it all will finally give them peace. Tears streamed down my face. I climbed the railing, ready to let go. But then I heard a voice. Don't do it. It was my best friend. He had followed me out of the hall. His voice shook with emotion. If you end it tonight, they win. Don't give them that satisfaction. Prove them wrong. Live. Show them that the child they despised will rise higher than they could ever imagine. Those words pierced my soul. I broke down, sobbing into his arms. And that night, I made a choice. Years passed. I left that house, that family, that life of pain behind me. I built my own world, a world where I was seen, loved, and respected. Every achievement, every small victory was a quiet triumph over the people who once told me I was nothing. I was offered a scholarship abroad. I built a career. I made a name for myself, not by hiding flaws, but by embracing them.
One day, I received a letter from my mother. Her handwriting was shaky, but the words were clear. We were wrong. We see it now. If only we had loved you the way you deserved. We are sorry, but it's too late. I read that letter once, then I put it away. Because sometimes forgiveness is a gift you choose not to give. And then, one day, because karma has a way of circling back, I heard the news. My parents' perfect children, the ones they adored, the ones they thought would carry their legacy, had failed them. Scandals, betrayals, mistakes. Everything they had tried to mold into perfection had crumbled. For the first time, I felt a strange peace, not happiness at their suffering, but understanding that life has its own way of balancing the scales. Years after that fateful graduation party, I returned, not for revenge, but to face them, to close the chapter. I walked into their house, strong, proud, and whole. My parents looked at me, their faces pale, eyes wide. You've become someone, my mother whispered. Someone we should have loved. We were wrong. I looked at them, tears in my eyes, and spoke softly but firmly. I was the child you rejected, the one you said was never born. But look at me now. I am not broken, I am not ashamed, and I am free. Free from your hate, free from your shame. I hope you finally understand the cost of your actions. They didn't answer. They couldn't. The weight of years of cruelty pressed down on them, heavy and undeniable. I turned and walked out. And for the first time in my life, I felt whole. Because sometimes the most powerful revenge isn't destruction. It's living, thriving, rising higher than anyone ever imagined, even those who never believed in you. And in that moment, I realized the child they wished was never born had become the person they could never break. Because being different, having a disability, was never my weakness. It was my strength. Today, I stand tall not just for myself, but for every child who has been told they don't belong. I became an advocate, a voice for those with disabilities, proving that no limitation can define your worth, and that the person you are meant to be can rise higher than anyone ever imagined. If this gave you chills, subscribe and press the bell so you always catch our latest unforgettable tales.